Hey guys, I got with the picks. It is Saturday, early morning. As you can tell from the background, I am still in this hospital. Hoping and praying that I get out of here tomorrow. Hoping and praying. So last night, I dropped the South Florida game over on TikTok. I sure hope all you guys follow me on TikTok. Night before was kind of a rough night. Really didn't feel like making a video. Energy wasn't there. I was just down. So I just put it out on TikTok. Lazy way, just put it up. South Florida plus 14. And South Florida won and covered. During the week, we had a couple wins and a couple losses. We lost the Monday night game, and we also lost the Thursday night game, which is very uncommon with me in the NFL. Anyways, our total overall record is sitting at 43, 33, and 2, which is 56.58%. This is about to be real rare, I have 3 games today that I'm dropping right now. The first game, OHIO. Ohio State minus 27.5, playing at Maryland. Total sitting at 63. I shouldn't even have to talk about this game. Ohio State bounced back after they had a piss-poor performance in Chicago at Northwestern. It was a horrible performance. I get that it was windy. The conditions were little. I don't care. You put up 21 points on Northwestern. Come on. What are you doing? They did bounce back and took every bit of it out on Indiana. They beat the hell out of them, 56-14. They looked as good as they could look. They really did. C.J. Stroud completed 17 passes in the game. Think about that. He completed 17 passes in the game for 297 yards and 5 touchdowns. Harrison grabbed 5 of them for $135 and a touchdown. And Williams had an unbelievable game going on the ground before he got hurt. He had like 14 carries for 147 yards and a touchdown. He got hurt. He didn't come back. Ryan Day did say that he expects to have at least 2 of the 3 running backs available for Saturday. Look, I'm cool with that. If Williams don't play, I'm still cool with that. We have 3 running backs on Ohio State that will all be drafted to the NFL. Give them all a chance. Hell's fire. Maryland has been worse than worse, whatever that looks like. They've been worse than worse. They scored 0 points last week against Penn State. And the week before, they scored 10 points on Wisconsin. I don't know what happened to Tua's little brother, but something happened to him, and he's not the same. I almost think that they kidnapped him and putting some other person out there in a jersey, because this is not the same guy that started this college football year. In the past 2 games that he's played, he has completed a total of 21 passes for 151 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Simply put, this Maryland team, they're a wounded animal in the middle of the wild, and there's all kind of lions surrounding them. And Ohio State is going to be that line that puts them out of their misery this week. Maryland, since they've joined the Big Ten, they have been beaten by an average of 38 points a game by Ohio State. Enough said about this game. The pick is take Ohio State minus 27.5. That's game 1. Game 2. I don't understand some of these lines this week. And the gambler that I was at age 20, I would have read the script and been like, okay, they know what they're doing, so I'm just going to go that way. The gambler at 43 knows not to do that. Period. The end. Not to do that. The second game, we have a perfect 10-0 team traveling to Baylor. We got TCU giving 2 points on the road going to Baylor. This totals at 57. Baylor got beat down last week by K-State, 31-3. Kansas State put up over 400 yards, 31 points on a top 3 defense in the Big 12. And Baylor's offense was as non-existent as they could be. They held the freshman Reese to 54 yards. This freshman Reese is tied in the Pac-12 for touchdowns with 13. The kid's an absolute stud. I mean, he's a star. A star. TCU just beat Texas in Texas 17-10. Numbers-wise, Texas defense is better than Baylor's defense. Texas offense isn't even compared to Baylor's offense, but we're not talking about that. Texas offense is nice, especially at running back with Robinson. Robinson was 6th in the nation, averaging 125 yards a game. And TCU comes to town with not a top-rated defense, not a stout defense, like it could be a suspect defense any given week. And TCU's defense knew what the mission was and stood tall and held this kid to 12 carries for 29 yards and 2.4 yards per carry. Texas's only touchdown came with 4 minutes left in the game, and it was a fumble recovery return for a touchdown. Texas's offense didn't even get into the end zone on TCU's defense. Yeah. TCU made the Horns look really bad at home. Did I mention TCU was 10-0 with one of the most explosive offenses in the country, averaging 490 yards a game, 7 yards per play, 41 points a game. They're 8-1-1 against the spread. If you've had money on TCU this year, you're a winner. You've been a winner all year. And on top of that, they don't make mistakes. They don't turn the ball over. They don't do none of that stuff. And they got a great running back, Kendre Miller. I mean, against Texas, yeah, he had a 75-yard touchdown run. Okay, he worked for that. He had 20 carries for $138 and a touchdown. Baylor's game plan in this game is, you can see it on the wall. I mean, the person that don't even know about sports can tell you what their game plan is. It's going to be run, run, run. Run, run, run. And they're going to do a decent job. I'm almost sure of that. And probably they're going to score some points. I'm almost sure of that also. But TCU's offense isn't going to be stopped by an easier opponent this week. I don't care if it's on the road or not. TCU held Texas to 1 for 13 on third downs. TCU was +7 in the turnover game. Baylor would have to play a perfect game on both sides of the ball to get this win, and I still don't know if it'd be enough. You know what? Let them play the perfect game. My money's still on TCU. My money's on TCU. This line, in my opinion, disrespectful. Disrespectful. TCU will control this game from start to finish. I'm not saying Baylor can't jump up to a lead of 7-0 or 10-7 or something early. TCU will control this game from beginning to end. There will not be a question on the cover in this game or the win in this game. Take TCU -2. Enjoy that gift. Third game. Get to it quick. This is too long anyways. The third game is going to be USC giving 2 points on the road to in-state rival right down the road, UCLA. If too many U's, too many C's, if USC beats UCLA, they play in the championship game for the Pac-12. If UCLA wins, it gets real confusing because they'll be like, and Oregon's playing Utah tonight too. So, I mean, there's a chance there's a 4-way tie for second place if UCLA wins. Old guy used to tell me all the time in the rooms, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I keep saying if UCLA wins. No. USC beat Colorado last week 55-17. They don't get no praise. They don't get no stripes. They don't get nothing for that, okay? Colorado is piss poor. They didn't do anything special in that game. They did their average. They put up over 500 yards. They put up 55 points. This team averages a hair over 43 points a game. They give up 24 points a game. Their one loss came against a great Utah team in Utah, where I'm gonna say there's a chance that this game later it could be something, but USC may have already played in the game of the year when they played Utah and lost 43-42. And if you're watching this video, you already know how hard of an environment it is to go into Utah and win. Utah's legit. I mean, Utah they could play with any team in the country at any given time. So that one loss to Utah, in Utah by 1 point, okay. I get it. Utah is a top-ranked, I mean, they got a top 15 defense. Let me talk a little bit about Caleb Williams still has a shot at the Heismans. You ready for some of these? I'm a number guy, if you guys don't know that. He's thrown for 3,010 yards. He's thrown for 31 touchdowns. He's thrown 2 interceptions on the year. It's unheard of. Their starting running back, Travis Dye, he suffered a season-ending injury last game. Yes, he was an intricate part to the offense. But this is USC. 5-star commits across the board, on the bench. The Water Boy's a 5-star commit, okay? Their next guy up, Austin Jones. Kid got all the talent in the world. I even looked him up and read about him. He's got all the talent in the world to run on this suspect UCLA Bruins defense. It may be one of the most suspect defenses in the country, to be honest with you. UCLA just lost to Arizona 34-28. It should be disturbing that they gave up. Yes, Arizona is better this year than they've been in a long time. UCLA shouldn't be giving up no 34 points to Arizona, let alone losing to them. They shouldn't. But they did. UCLA should be playing with a chip on their shoulder, especially because Big Brother's coming down the road to Little Brother's house and going to try to put his feet up on the coffee table and grab the remote and put on TV what he wants to. And USC's going to try to do all that stuff. But I will tell you, DTR and Charbonnet are one of the best 1-2 tandems in football. Obviously, they both can run the ball. Charbonnet is an absolute beast. Should be able to make this a great game. Better than a great game. Whatever's better than a great game, this game should be. UCLA puts up 39 points a game, and they give up 26 points a game. Now, something else that's disturbing to me about this UCLA team is the game before last. And if you remember, we had the over in that game, and we won that game. That was UCLA against Arizona State University. And Arizona State put up 36 points on this UCLA defense. Do you know what USC does? They score like running water. Turn on your faucet and just let it run. That's what USC does the whole game. They don't stop. They just keep scoring. By the look at the total at 76.5, I think it's safe to say that this is going to be a track meet. This should be like Michael Johnson against Usain Bolt. Or it could just be Usain Bolt against Usain Bolt. There is special talent all over this field, especially on the offensive side. I mean, you have NFL guys everywhere. I mean, everywhere in this game on the offensive side. I know USC makes just, if they just make one more stop than UCLA, and I would bet my that they do, that they just have one more stop than UCLA, I would bet there's going to be a lot more than just one stops. But if they just stop them one more time than UCLA stopped them, USC would be all right. USC's going to be all right. USC will make at least one more stop than UCLA. This game could end up trumping that USC-Utah game. This game on national TV could be the game of the year. Get your popcorn, get your, I don't drink, get your favorite adult beverage, get yourself a pizza, strap in. Because I tell you what, we're going to end the slate. This is going to be a hell of a game to watch, a hell of a game to have money on, and a hell of a game to cash. USC wins this game. They get their spot in the Pac-12 championship. Take USC -2. That's the trifecta for you this Saturday. 3 games I absolutely love. Guys, Thank you for everything. The supports, the prayers, the kind words, the comments, the shares, everything. Let's get this video to 50 likes. You already know what I'm going to do until I get back to you guys. Hopefully get home first and then get back to getting this cash.